two methods that we are going to talk about in your balancing equation. And the first method, your inspection method over here, we are not going to talk a lot about it. Saya akan bincang nanti bila kita buat soalan-soalan 1.34 later on. Okay, when we come across the question that need inspection method. Cara yang senang, cara yang I think you learn a lot in your SPM, kamu tengok balance kiri kanan. Tu je lah. So nothing much to talk about. We want to focus on your ion electron method today and also calculation. So your ion electron method, we have two conditions. So yang paling penting, soalan bagi dalam acidic medium atau soalan bagi dalam basic medium. Yang tu yang paling penting lah. Okay, before we go into what the question give to you, my first question over here. Ada benda ni depan mata? Nota kamu? Sebab nanti saya akan hilangkan. So my question over here, any changes? Beza banyak ke? One step. Betul. In your basic medium, there is only extra one step where you are going to add OH minus to both sides of the equation, right? Step 1 until step 7 is exactly the same for both of the acidic medium and basic medium. Dengan kata lain, kalau kamu tengoklah mata kasar, rasa-rasa siapa banyak makan lagi? Acidic or basic medium?
Basic.
Basic medium will definitely give you slightly extra marks because you have this extra one step. Okay? And why I'm putting them side by side, I want you to realize one thing. They are exactly the same. Alright? They are exactly the same where we have one extra step. Okay? So nothing big deal over here. Cuma acidic medium dengan basic medium, last thing before we move on to example. Acidic medium and basic medium, when you have it in your exam, tak ada keadaan yang di mana kamu perlu teka sayang. Everything will be given in the exam. Baca soalan betul-betul. Sama ada dia akan bagi dengan jelas. The reaction is carried out in acidic medium. Yang tu adalah untuk saya jelas. Contoh satu lagi yang kalau dia tak ada perkataan acidic medium, basic medium, they have the word reacted in acid, reacted in hydrochloric acid, reacted in NaOH. So yang tu kamu tahu, okay, bila saya react dengan NaOH, saya adalah basic medium. Bila saya react dengan sulfuric acid, is a acidic medium. Okay, tu contoh dia. If there is no way yang soalan kamu, there is no way that soalan akan suruh kamu teka. Dia mesti akan bagi tahu. So cari. Okay, carilah dalam soalan tu, cari ayat dalam soalan tu yang kamu kena tahu dia adalah acidic medium atau basic medium. Yang tu penting. So, any problem with the 7 steps? Oh, okay, 8 steps? Have you tried the question? Okay, let's see. Morning. So we are going to do some example together. I think the biggest problem that you will come across is where you have only one thing on the left or on the right. Betul. P4 kamu. Okay. So I want to try an example for this one, but slightly different. I put the one thing on the right hand side. Okay. Try together, everybody. We are going to do this together. Tak ada soalan ni dalam buku, so tak payah cari. Pen, paper, we are going to do this together. Okay. So, first step yang senang, mestilah Miss Wong buat kan? So, first step yang senang adalah the problem arise when you have only one thing on the left or on the right. Betul? So, ramai sangat yang message tanya, teacher, saya ada P4 je. Saya nak buat apa dengan P4 tu? P4 will undergo both oxidation and reduction. Same case over here, kalau pasangan P4 tadi adalah P4 akan dapat produk pertama, akan dapat produk kedua. Yang ni bermakna IO4 minus akan partner dengan I2. Sorry, saya tertinggal. I minus. Alright, I minus pula akan partner dengan dia juga. Dua-dua orang akan partner dengan dia. In the other words, I2 over here again will undergo oxidation and reduction. Both. Okay. So first step yang paling senang adalah kita cari pasangan dia. So saya akan cari pasangan, saya akan ada iO4 minus, the pair is I2. Kita akan ada pasangan I minus, I2. Agree? Okay, that is your first step. Sangat senang, cari pasangan. That's it. Alright, Adriana, second step.
Balance elements dalam samaan tu.
Okay, balance element dalam persamaan. Kat sini teacher nak tambah sikit ayat dia supaya your life is easier with the sentence. Your step 2 is balance the atom of the element. Nak senang, everything, basically you're going to balance everything except oxygen and hydrogen. So the step 2 over here is actually you're going to balance everything except oxygen and hydrogen. Senang cerita. All the atom of the element is basically you're going to balance everything except oxygen and hydrogen. Easy. Okay? So, Adriana, saya letak nombor sikit for my equation guys so that it's easier for us to look at it. This is my first equation. This is my second equation. So, Adriana, for the first equation, what do you do? How to balance?
Balance I tu.
I tu, kiri ke kanan?
Kanan.
Kanan kamu belah sini ke?
Tu dekat I minus.
IO4 ke pada I2?
IO4.
IO4 letak berapa?
2.
2. Alright. So IO4 kamu akan letak 2. Kalau kamu buat, alright, kalau kamu buat dalam exam sayang, tak payah salin balik, letak je. Okay, tak payah salin balik. Kalau kamu tengok nota kenapa Miss Wong banyak salin balik, because I want to show you the changes, the progress. Dalam exam tak payah buat, letak 2 je. Okay. And then Adriana juga on the second equation, I minus dengan I2. Siapa patut dapat nombor ataupun tak ada perubahan?
I minus ada 2.
I minus ada 2. Sama, dalam exam letak je 2 tu, tak payah salin balik. Okay, that is your second step. Done. Easy. Daniel, third step.
Balance O. Balance oxygen.
Balance O. By using?
H2O.
By using H2O. Haris, kalau teacher tak cukup 3 oksigen, saya balance guna berapa H2O?
3.
3. Alright, matematik yang sangat senang sayang semua. H2O over here, 1 H2O will have 1 oxygen. So when you don't have enough how many oxygen, kita akan tambah ke bahagian yang tak cukup oksigen tu dengan bilangan water yang setanding. Okay, and therefore Daniel, over here on the first half equation, so I have my left, I have my right over here, okay. How many, which side will have water?
Right side.
Right side. And how many?
4.
4. Class?
8 H2O.
8.
Alia kata 8. Why? No,
Okay,
where's your
8. 8.
Sebab ada 8 kat kiri.
This is the colours that you will always do. Tengok betul-betul. Benda ni senang je weh. 7 step tu senang je. Kita kira nombor guna jari pun dah lepas. Careless. Okay? And very important step 8. And sama, kalau saya buat kat sini sebab I want to show you the changes, so Miss Wong akan salin balik. Kalau kamu buat, tak payah salin balik sayang, letak je kat atas tu. Saya salin balik sebab saya tengah mengajar. I want you to see the changes. I want you to realize what is added in. Kalau kamu buat, kamu tambah je lah ke atas tu. Okay? Daniel, on the second half equation, any changes?
Yes.
Second half equation, any changes? Yes. What is the changes?
H2O.
H2O. Tambah kiri ke kanan?
Kanan.
Kanan. Tambah berapa?
8.
8 juga sebab
Nak bagi balance.
kenapa nak bagi balance?
Okay. Tak payah. Saya tambah.
Tak payah pula, tak jadi pula nak tambah. Laki. Lepas tu kenapa tak jadi tambah pula?
Sebab tak ada O.
No changes guys. Why no changes? Nothing. Tak ada O. Tak ada O duduk kiri, tak ada O duduk kanan, tak payah gatal. Okay? Kita akan check. Setiap step yang kita ada tu, kita akan check for both equation. Kiri kanan kita akan check semua. Tapi kalau ada perubahan, kita tambah. If there is changes, kita akan tambah. But if there is no changes, then kita tak akan tambah lah. Kita akan biar je. Alright? If there is no changes, kita biar je. Don't do anything. Okay? And then the next step. Novesh? What is your next step?
We need to add hydrogen.
Hydrogen. We are going to balance hydrogen by using
Hydrogen ion.
hydrogen ion, which is what charge?
H plus.
We are going to balance hydrogen by using H plus. Yang ni lagi jelas, lagi terpampang. Okay? When you don't have enough H plus, how many H plus that you don't have enough, then we are going to balance, how many H that you don't have enough, then we are going to balance by using H plus. Okay? And Aiman Sa'ad, for the first half equation, how many H plus you need?
16.
Sorry?
16, madam.
16. On the left or on the right?
On the left.
On the left, we are going to add in 16 H plus. Sebab apa 16? Look at the changes. 82. Check. Okay? Everybody should be doing together, guys. Bukan saya je menulis. Everybody should be writing. So you have your 16H plus 2IO4 minus. Alright? And then kamu akan yang tak berubah salin balik. If there is no changes, just salin balik. Ataupun kalau atas kertas kamu basically just tambah 16H plus. Okay? Aiman Sa'ad juga. Second half equation. Any changes?
No, madam.
No. Okay? Easy. Weh, main kira-kira je weh. Apa yang susah? Alright? And the next step, important step. Okay? After you have balanced your oxygen, after you have balanced your hydrogen, the next thing that we are going to do is the last thing, balance charge. And step ni adalah step yang ramai akan salah. Okay? Sebab kamu suka buat shortcut, especially kelas kamu, saya susah benar nak tegur kelas kamu. Kelas saya yang lain, when it's already the third week, tutorial yang diorang hantar tu is like, is good. I mean, majority of them is good. Okay, adalah tertinggal sikit, sedikit sebanyak tu biasalah. Tapi kelas kamu, bila saya tanya kerja Aiman semalam, I close your class, Google Classroom basically. Saya menyampah nak tanda. Okay. Also, I don't know who else, you guys are too smart. Okay, you all pandai sangat. Okay. So this is the step that I hope that you do it my way and don't skip it and don't use your brain too much. As in, don't keep everything in your brain. Use your brain a lot, but don't keep everything in there. Tulis. Step ni kamu akan banyak buat careless sebab kamu akan bermain dengan banyak nombor. Why is a 16 positive? Same thing, 16 over here because of H plus. One hydrogen is a positive one. So when you have 16 H plus, the charge is 16 positive. And then the partner of it adalah 2 minus. Kenapa saya kata 2 minus? Because you have 2 times of the IO4 minus. And total that up, tambah. Tambah adalah mengambil kira the positive and negative sign. 16 positif tambah 2 minus. Therefore, you will have 14 positive. Jangan salah, jangan tinggal positif negatif. Okay? We are going to balance the charge, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, the charge is very important. Apa-apa yang tak ada charge akan jadi kosong. IO2 kosong, 8H2O kosong. Okay? So the total on the left and on the right over here is 0. And guys, I've been teaching for the past 8 or 9 years. I've been doing chemistry for past more than 15 years. I think about 15 years since I was a student, and I'm still doing this way. Who are you to skip this? You have no right to skip this at all. Is that clear? Okay. Semua orang yang hantar kerja balancing equation kat saya 1.33, semua orang kena ada benda ni. Faham? Saya nak tahu charge kat kiri berapa, saya nak tahu charge kat kanan berapa, then only we balance it. And Azri, we are going to balance the charge by using
electron.
We are going to balance the charge by using electron. And Azri also, when we are adding in electron, we will be adding into the more positive side or the more negative side?
More positive side.
More positive. Always go for the more positive side. Thank you, sayang. You have your 14 positive and 0. So, kalau saya nak tambah electron sayang, Azri say we are going to add in electron. Electron is a negative charge. Nak tambah elektron tak payah fikir weh. Sentiasa duduk kat bahagian yang lebih positif. Always. Okay? So you have 14 plus and 0. Azri, how many electron we are going to add in?
14 electron.
We are going to add in 14 electron. And again, kalau dalam kertas kamu tak payah salin balik. Kamu hanya akan tambah je 14 electron on the correct side. Saya salin balik sebab saya nak kamu nampak sahaja apa yang berubah. Okay? So you have that. You're done pretty much. Halfway through. And then on this one. Yang ni pun saya tunjuk. 2 minus. 2 times negative 1. 2 minus. I2, 0. Okay? And one of the reason why I choose this adalah charge dia masih kosong. Kita tak bermain dengan positif negatif lagi. Kita bermain dulu dengan kosong. So 2 minus and 0. Lau, who is more positive in this case?
I2.
I2. Alright. 0 and also 2 minus, obviously 0 is more positive. And therefore, Lau, how many electron is going to be added in?
2 electron.
2 electron is going to be added in here. Question? No? Before you move on, when you reach this start, lepas dah tambah elektron sayang, before move on, supaya kamu make sure kamu betul setakat ni, cara yang paling senang nak check. Kita ada 2 equation kan? Elektron untuk salah satu equation mesti duduk di kiri, elektron salah satu mesti duduk kat kanan. Check yang tu dulu. Tak sama tak apa. Tak sama, nanti kita samakan. Alright? Sebelum kamu samakan tu, check dulu. Elektron seorang kena duduk kiri, elektron seorang kena duduk kiri, seorang kena duduk kanan. Tak kisah siapa. Why? Because of the word redox. Remember, they are redox equation. Redox equation means reduction, means oxidation. Remember? Seorang kena undergo reduction, seorang kena undergo oxidation. My question next. Okay? Baukis, have first equation kat sini. Rasa-rasa, first equation, oxidation or reduction?
Oxidation.
Oxidation. Baukis kata, anybody? Setuju?
Reduction.
Semua setuju? Reduction, Alia kata reduction. Why, Alia?
Sebab dia gain electron.
Thank you. Reduction. Senang je jawapan dia. Thank you, Alia. Because you gain electron. Elektron duduk di sebelah kiri. Elektron ditambah awal sebelum reaction. Alright? Dia duduk di sebelum arrow. When the electron is sitting before the arrow, that is undergo reduction because you gain electron. And vice versa. Straight away, equation kedua mesti adalah undergo oxidation. Kenapa dia undergo oxidation? Because you release electron. Nampak? So at this step, alright, just a bit of tips before you move on to the next step adalah check electron. Dari sini kamu kena tahu siapa undergo oxidation, siapa undergo reduction. Dua cara. Satu cara kita guna oxidation number. I think you do your exercise 1.32. You do oxidation number, betul? Oxidation number increase, they undergo oxidation. Oxidation number decrease, they undergo reduction. That is one way. Okay? Another way, tengok electron. Make sense? Okay? Alright. At this moment, sampai sini, ada masalah? Okay? Kalau tak ada masalah, then we are going to go for the next step. And what is the next step? Nurina? What is your next step? Yeah? What is your next step?
Yang atas tu, 2I tu darabkan dengan 7.
Darab dengan 7. Yang 14 ni?
14 tu tak payah.
14 tu tak payah. Sayang, satu je Miss Wong nak tegur. Biasa kita akan kata, oh darab lah 2 darab 14, 14 darab 2. Tak payah weh, carilah nombor yang kecil untuk darab. Betul? Apa yang Nurina nak buat sekarang satu je. We want to get the electron same. Okay? We want to make sure the electron right now is the same. So we are going to find a way, darab dengan satu faktor yang supaya electron tu sama. And I love to write them in this way untuk darab. Ramai orang akan letak kat hujung kiri atau kanan. Tapi teacher suka letak kat bawah sebab saya nak ingatkan kamu, bila kamu darab 7, semua orang kena darab 7. Betul? Dan sebelum salin balik, sebab kita akan salin balik untuk buat the next step. Sebelum salin balik, cara yang senang untuk elak kamu buat salah, sayang, potong, darab siap-siap dulu. Potong, darab siap-siap dulu. Baru salin balik. Sebab pengalaman kita, budak boleh buat. Tapi untuk benda ni budak buat careless. Alright? Untuk benda ni budak buat careless. So, the next thing that you do is kamu akan salin balik dengan syarat arrow kena selari. Yang ni adalah teknik saya. Saya akan make sure budak saya buat arrow kena selari so that you can see who is sitting on your left, who is sitting all before the arrow. Okay, bahagian ni adalah bahagian yang di mana kamu kena salin balik sekarang. Lepas kamu darab semua benda, yang ni wajib semua orang kena salin balik. Yang tadi tak salin balik, tak apa. So, lepas kamu darab, you will have 14I minus. Kamu akan ada 7I2. Kamu akan ada 14 electron. Bahagian ni wajib salin balik. Dan saya wajibkan arrow kena selari. Okay. And then, the next step, what do we do, Haifa?
Sum up the final equation.
Sum up the final equation. So, dapat final equation dah, lajunya. Sebelum sum up, Haifa? Step yang saya paling suka yang ni.
Potong elektron. Ya Allah, senangnya.
Potong elektron. Ataupun ayat apa potong elektron. Yang apa ingat nak potong elektron je. Sayang, kita kena check semua benda. Selain daripada elektron, you must make sure there is no repetition. Alright, you must make sure there is no repetition. Pernah tak jumpa equation? Contoh Contoh. Alright, pernah tak jumpa equation yang dapat macam ni? CO2 tambah CO2 tambah 3H2O tambah 1H2O. Pernah tak? Tak kan? Kenapa tak? Sebab benda yang sama tak payah repeat dah. Miss Wong, gabung je lah. Same thing. Kita nak cari semua benda yang repeat. Yang repeat bertentangan arah. Bertentangan arah Miss Wong means before the arrow, on the side is before the arrow. So anything that before the arrow wujud, sama dengan after the arrow, kita potong. So, kenapa kita potong elektron? Because they are right now in the opposite direction, opposite side. So bila bertentangan arah, kita tolak. What happen kalau sama? Kita buat apa? Haifah? Haifah, kalau sama?
Balance kan?
Balance. Oh, kalau bertentangan arah, kita tolak. So kalau sama arah?
Tambah.
Thank you, Nawash. Kita akan tambah. Kalau saya suka buat macam ni. Saya akan cari semua yang sama. Kalau tolak, kita potong je lah. Kalau tambah pun teacher akan potong dan tulis yang baru. Saya akan buat macam ni. Supaya saya tak nak benda tu repeat. Saya tulis siap-siap. Supaya nanti bila kita gabung, kita ambil je. Yang tolak, tolak lah. Yang tambah, tambah lah. Tak ada masalah. Betul. So, make sure tak ada benda yang repeat. H plus tak ada dah. IO4 minus tak ada dah. Water tak ada. I minus tak ada. Then, arrow still selari. Whoever that left on before the arrow, whatever that left on the left hand side, salin balik. Just salin exactly on whatever that you have. Okay. And then you have your egg I2 that you have combined, and then you have your egg H2O that you have combined. All right. Easy. Anas, next step.
Simplify.
Simplify. Okay. If this is a basic medium, saya nak bincang dua-dua. Alright. If this is a basic medium, then we are not done. But if this is a acidic medium, saya nak guna soalan yang sama untuk dua-dua. So if this is your acidic medium, we are done. Almost. Apa yang Ana cakap tadi, we need to simplify. Why we need to simplify? Look at the number. If the number can be simplified, 16, 2, 14, 8, 8. Alright, obvious. Saya rasa matematik dia agak jelas kat situ that we can simplify. So, Anas, simplify by a factor of
2.
2. So, semua akan bahagi 2. Alright, sama macam tadi. Kalau tadi darab, teacher darab siap-siap. So, kalau bahagi, teacher potong siap-siap. Alright, sebab kalau kamu nak buat benda ni semasa kamu salin balik, majority akan tinggal. Akan ada bahagian yang kamu suka tinggal. So, kita buat step by step. Nak bahagi 2. Semua bahagi 2 dulu. 8. Jadi 1. Jadi 7. Bahagi dulu. Pakcik ni jadi 4. Pakcik ni jadi 4. Baru salin balik. Alright. Senang. Okay. Supaya tak payah dalam masa yang sama kamu nak bahagi balik. Kamu nak salin balik. Entah itu start dah mampu. Dah bahagi terus. Then kita salin balik dengan syarat satu. Physical state. Mesti kena ada physical state. Your H plus will definitely be aqueous. Whatever that holding charge, positive atau negatif, mesti adalah aqueous. So, IO minus. Your IO minus, kenapa tinggal IO minus saja? Sebab saya dah bahagi sayang. Your IO minus also is an aqueous sebab ada charge. Your 7I minus. Your 7I minus also is an aqueous because you have a charge. So you have 7I minus aqueous. And then you have your 4I2. I2 kat sini solid. Plus 4H2O liquid. Okay. So kalau sekarang we are in acidic medium. If right now we are in acidic medium, then we already have our final answer ready. This will be your final answer of acidic medium with the physical state. And if you look at the way that I do, kita tak payah letak fasal dari awal. Berapa kali nak salin? Tak payah. Kalau soalan bagi dari awal pun tak payah salin. Physical phase ignore sehingga akhir. Because I know kamu akan salin banyak kali. Alright? And along the way, fasal tak akan dapat markah. Along the way yang akan dapat markah adalah perubahan yang kamu buat. Okay, so it's fine. Fasa, last step. Okay, and Anna cakap something just now that I really like because you always love to skip the simplified. Be careful with the simplified. So make sure you always simplify your equation. And if we are as acidic medium, we are done. I want to use the same question and we are going into basic medium. So tak habis lagi, guna balik apa yang kamu ada, sambung balik di bawah kertas kamu. Okay, sambung balik di bawah kertas kamu. If this is an what do we say that? Basic medium. Okay, if this is our basic medium, there is one more step, basically one more step. And apa ni? Biar. Okay. If this is our basic medium, we are going to do one more step and what do we do?
8 OH minus both sides.
Both sides. And how many OH minus?
8.
8. Alright, simple. First question. Kenapa tambah OH minus tapi kena tambah both side? Challenge yang selalu student akan buat adalah kamu akan tambah OH minus tapi kamu hanya tambah pada bahagian yang ada. Sebab ayat tu kata to cancel off H plus, to eliminate H plus. But when I add to both sides. I add 8 OH minus, I add 8 OH minus. So the problem arise, kenapa nak tambah both sides ni so? Simple. Sayang, sebelum kita tambah OH minus tu, equation tu dah balance. Agree? Betul kan? Kalau dia dah acidic medium, soalan tu benda tu sebenarnya jawapan akhir lah. Betul? Alright, benda tu jawapan akhir lah. Kenapa kalau saya nak tambah OH minus, saya nak tambah dua-dua side? Sayang, benda tu dah balance. Kalau saya tambah OH minus kat sebelah sini, lepas tu belah sini tak balance lah. Nak bagi balance, tambah balik. Kenapa nak tambah both side? Because we want to maintain the balance of the equation. We want to ensure the equation remain balanced. Kita tak nak buat kerja dua kali. Benda tu dah asal dah balance dah. So saya nak tambah kat sini. Tambahlah balik. So OH minus must be added to both sides to ensure your equation remain balanced. And what Eng say just now is correct. Kenapa 8? Easy. Yang ni budak tadika ajar adik kamu dia boleh buat. Tengok H plus berapa. Tak payah fikir pun. H plus ada berapa? H plus ada 8. OH minus 8. That's it. Okay? And untuk step ni, Miss Wong tak nak kamu salin balik, bazir masa je. So what do we do is, tak payah salin balik, combine. Combine your OH minus and H plus. 1 H plus tambah 1 OH minus will give rise to 1 H2O. And sayang 1-to-1 ratio. Lagi senang. 8 H plus, 8 OH minus, 8 H2O. Dan jangan lupa potong. Kenapa potong? Dah gabung jadi air. Okay? And then the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. Kalau kita dah gabung dia jadi air, jangan bagi benda tu repeat. I have water. I have water. If they are in the opposite direction, if they are on the opposite side, the arrow is here, one is on the left, one is on the right. So what do? We minus them out again. 8 tolak 4. Tinggal 4. That's it. Syarat saya satu je. Semua yang saya ada, termasuk potong-potong, termasuk gabung, semua tu kena ada dalam jawapan kamu. Okay? Alright? So, make sure ada. So, you have your 4H2O left. Dan, kamu hanya perlu salin balik sekali sahaja. So, you have your 4H2O, which is a liquid, left, plus IO4 minus aqueous, plus 7I minus aqueous, produce 4I2 solid, water dah hilang, plus 8OH minus aqueous. Final answer. Okay? And why I say final answer straight away? Sebab dah tak perlu simplify. Cara saya adalah, dia akan tinggal step 8 je. Step 9 most likely takkan wujud dah. Kenapa takkan wujud dah? We are taking the simplified acidic equation. Teacher buat simplified kat sini. Remember? Kita buat simplified kat sini tadi. Kita dah gabung, kita dah simplified siap-siap sebelum kita tambah OH minus. And I prefer this way. Sebab nombor dia kecil. Nombor dia kecil dari awal. Okay? So kalau if you already simplify over here, your final answer confirm simplify already because you have factorized them. Okay? So until here will be your answer for basic medium. So far, any problem? Saya salah buat ke? Sebab saya pun buat on the spot, tak ada skema, tak ada apa. So kalau saya ada salah, bagi tahu lah. Okay, any problem? Syuhada, okay? Alright. A bit of tips to check your answer. Look at it. If it's a basic medium, guys, definitely having OH minus. No matter on the left or no matter on the right. But if it's a OH minus, then you will definitely having the basic. Vice versa. Look at it. If that is your acidic medium, equation kamu kena berakhir pada acidic. Your final answer definitely having H+. Again, tak kisah on the left or on the right. Yang penting ada H+. Nama pun acidic, kenalah tinggal sebagai H+. Nama pun basic, kena adalah OH minus. Make sense? Boleh? Ada masalah? Kena hafal ke 8 step tu? Kena hafal teruk-teruk? Tak payah hafal teruk-teruk sangat pun kan? I mean, well, you just need to like keep doing it. And how important is balancing equation? Dah buat 1.3, dah buat stoichiometry calculation? Limiting reactant semua tu? Dah buat? Tak buat lagi, Aina? Lau dah try? Okay. Whoever yang dah try stoichiometry limiting reactant method, you realize that the entire question based on one thing, balance equation, right? And imagine your balance equation salah. Limiting reactant salah, excess salah, product form salah, percentage yield salah. Kalau soalan tu 15 markah, kamu salah sebab 2 markah awal ni. So, dalam panjang-panjang kita buat, teacher buat panjang gila ni, semua ni. So, balancing equation berapa markah, Miss Wang? Balancing equation memang tak banyak markah. 2. Kesian gila kan? But these 2 marks will give you the rest of the 15 marks. You know? So, it's not about the 2 marks, guys. It's about the rest of the 15 marks. You need to get this balancing equation right. Balancing equation hang salah, hang bye-bye dah weh. Bukan bye-bye sikit weh, bye-bye banyak gila tak gaban. Tahu? Okay? So, please get it right. Okay? Please get it right. And equation dalam tutorial, hantar je. Saya rasa kamu akan boleh buat. Tak ada masalah. Step dia sama je. So, we are going to try other things. Okay, before I try another thing. Happy with the only question over here with I2? So, lepas ni boleh buat untuk yang P4? Faham ya? So, tak ada isu. Kita guna je lah dia. Okay? So, kalau tak ada isu, I try another type of question. I love this. Saya tak pasti soalan tutur ada ke tak. Yang ni saya yakin soalan tutur ada. Tapi, saya bagi dengan face sekali. Tapi, peroxide saya tak ada. So, saya nak bagi peroxide. I have peroxide over here, H2O2 liquid. H2O2 liquid. And then I'm forming Mn2 plus as always. And I form oxygen gas. Okay. We are going to do it by stage. So do it until, I want it until charge. Tambah sehingga elektron. Semua orang hanya perlu buat sampai elektron sahaja. Alright? You do it. Sehingga tambah elektron sahaja. Sebab saya tak bagi tahu acidic ke basic lagi. So, saya nak sampai elektron sahaja. I want to make sure you are right there. And everybody should be doing. Zul, are you here?
Yes, Miss.
Kenapa tak buka webcam, Zul?
Line slow.
Diana, kenapa tak buka webcam? Batrisha, Fazini, thank you. Thank you. Saya tak boleh tak jumpa apa, rindu. Alright, try. I want it until electron. Siap dah? Oh, by the way, Jumaat ni topik test 1, boleh? Jumaat petang? You all tak ada kelas kan Jumaat petang? Jumaat petang patutnya kalau kamu ada kat college, time tu lah mentor-mentee, time tu lah nak buat program macam-macam. Kau tahulah kan, budak-budak SES tu tak adanya nak free. Nak free banyak. Boleh, topical test 1. Topical test 1 means it will be longer. Probably saya tengah soalan yang saya dah buat tu sejam. Saya rasa macam panjang sangat. Saya macam nak potong sikit jadi mungkin 40 minutes. Macam kesian sangat apa dah buat test sejam. Tengoklah. Kalau saya mampu nak potong. Tapi hari Jumaat petang boleh. Lepas sembahyang Jumaat. Dalam about 3 boleh boys? Dan kot. Pukul 3 dan kot. So saya book siap-siap masa tu. Okay. Topical test 1 means I will test everything from the beginning, the other day, your number of mole, blah blah blah, until calculation this week. Okay. So this week tak ada quiz. So esok tak ada quiz lah because you are going to straight go into your topical test. Okay. Best soalan dia. Senang. Tapi kalau kamu salah awal semua soalan tu tak ada markah. Saya akan buat ada satu soalan tu kot yang panjang. Satu soalan tu 20 markah ke 22 markah. Dia ada anak-anak lah. Tapi kalau hang dah salah anak pertama, anak kedua tu hang dah salah tu almost bye-bye lah. Soalan macam tu baru best. Baru rasa macam exciting. Tahu tak exciting? Lah. Hidup saya paling exciting adalah Buat soalan bagi gambar. That's it. Zul, half equation yang pertama for the MN. Saya tak tunjuk dah ya, how to get it. Tapi saya minta daripada Zul je. Okay. For this half equation, Zul, are you going to add in how many water?
4.
4 on the left or on the right?
Right.
Right. So Zul say 4 H2O on the right. Therefore, Zul, how many H plus on your paper?
8.
8 on the
Left.
left. Alright, yang lain boleh check. And then, important question. What is the total charge on the left?
Plus
Don't-
7.
Plus 7. 7 plus 7. Kat sini saya tak kisah sangat how you write it. Okay? And Zul also, total charge on the right.
2 plus.
2 plus. So, siapa yang dah siap-siap lah. Alright. But the first thing that I want to check over here adalah you have 8 positive because of 8H plus. You have 1 minus because of MnO4 minus. So, the charge over here adalah 7 plus. Over here, you have 2 plus, you have 0. So, the charge over here adalah 2 plus. Okay? And Batrisha, how many electron you're adding in for this case?
Tambah 5 elektron dekat sebelah kiri.
5 electron on the left. Betul? Perfect. Semua mengangguk? Alright. Iman nampak boring. Come, answer. Come on, Iman. Next half equation. Can you read your entire half equation from the left? Baru nak buat.
Nak samakan elektron terus ke?
Tak payah.
Sekejap, I salah buat.
Apa yang kamu ada, baca je. It's okay. Apa yang kamu buat, baca je.
Jadi elektron tu saya salah tulis. Saya tulis 7. Saya tambah 7 elektron. It's supposed to be 5.
Can you read? I want the first half equation. I want the second half equation. Can you read from the left? Your H2O2? Ada tambah apa-apa?
Oh, H2O2, okay. H2O2, saya tambah hydrogen ion.
Hydrogen ion on the left or on the right?
On the right,
How many?
2.
How many electron?
Electron 2 also,
On the
right.
Kelas 7? Setakat ni. Okay. So your first half equation over here should be similar like this, where you will have 5 electron for the first half equation is on the left. The second half equation ada 2 electron on the right. Setuju? Before I move on, let's check betul tak 2. You have your H2O2 over here is 0. Oxygen is 0. 2H plus, so you have 2 positive. Therefore, give rise to a total of 2 positive. Kosong dengan 2 positive. 2 positive menang. So, dapat 2. Setakat ni. Problem? No. Kalau semua orang betul kat sini, have you proceed or should I still give time? Boleh sambung ke kamu nak masa lagi? Dah sambung ke? Baru nak buat? Sebab saya suruh berhenti kat sini tadi. Ada orang sambung ke? Dah? Weh, respon lah. Dah ke belum? Sepak hampa kan?
Dah.
Dah. So, kalau macam tu, kita sambung straight away. So, what is your next step rasa-rasa? Anybody?
Balance electron.
Kita balance the electron. And in this case, how do we balance the electron? Kita darab bertentangan. Betul? Kita akan darab bertentangan. So over here, the 5, everybody will be times 2. Alright, everybody will be times 2. Over here, everybody will be times 5 sebab kita nak samakan elektron tersebut. And macam Miss Wong cakap tadi, nak senang, tak payah masa salin, darab pula. Pening. So apa yang kita buat? Kita darab siap-siap dulu. 2 darab 5, kat sini semua benda darab 2 dulu. So pakcik ni tinggal 16, pakcik ni ada 2, pakcik ni ada 2, pakcik ni ada 8. Darab siap-siap dulu, lepas tu baru salin. 5. So you have 5 over here, you have 5 over here, you have 10 over here, you have 10 over here. Salin. Okay, baru salin balik. Okay, salin balik is a must. Sebab kenapa saya insist sangat-sangat pada salin balik ini? Because this is the place that you start to get marks. Okay, this is the place that you will start to get marks. Your half equation yang lengkap. You will have your 10 electron plus your 16H plus your 2MnO4 minus plus, produce 2Mn2 plus 8H2O. Bahagian ini adalah bahagian yang kamu akan start dapat markah. So kat atas macam mana kamu nak malas, tak nak salin, kamu tambah je kiri kanan, kamu tambah je kiri kanan, I'm okay. But this step is a must untuk salin balik. Okay, this is the only step that I insist that you must actually recopy. And then you have your 5O2 plus 10H plus 10 electron. And then we reach a step that we love the most, I guess. I love the most. Boleh potong-potong je. So first thing, electron must be equal. Cancel, cancel. Okay, apa yang repeat lagi dalam ni? Anis? Anis Izzati?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen or hydrogen plus?
Hydrogen plus, H plus.
Kita tak ada hydrogen ya guys. We have H plus over here. And I have 16, I have 10. So tinggal di bahagian, tinggal ke equation atas ke equation bawah?
Atas tinggal 6 H plus.
Salin, tulis. Tulis besar-besar. Okay, apa lagi yang repeat dalam ni? Anybody? Anis Syahira? Ada lagi benda yang repeat?
Tak ada dah.
Tak ada dah. So, Anis Syahira, kalau kita adalah acidic medium, kalau teacher tanya pasal acidic medium, can I have your final answer?
Enam H plus tambah dengan 2 MnO minus
Hang
tambah
on,
dengan
saya nak
5 H.
hang on sayang, 1 second. Saya nak final answer. Apa yang kena ada? 6H plus?
2 MnO4 minus.
Fadzini, apa yang kena ada? 6H plus? Aqueous. Thank you sayang. Alright, Anis sambung. 6H plus aqueous tambah
2 MnO4 minus aqueous.
Aqueous. Lagi
5 H2O2 liquid.
okay. Dapat.
2 Mn2 plus equals 8 H2O liquid, 5 O2 gas.
Thank you. And I asked straightforward. Thank you. And I asked straight away for the final answer. So I'm expecting that is already simplified with the physical state. Alright? Kalau siapa yang buat tadi, alright, siapa yang buat in your calculation step, you should still have your combine. Kamu patut still ada yang kamu combine kat sini di mana kamu dapat 6H+, kamu dapat 2MnO4-, kamu dapat 5H2O2, where the arrow still selari, yang di mana kamu kena check boleh tak saya simplify lagi ataupun ada tak benda yang saya repeat or whatsoever. Okay, you still should have this step. If you can simplify, you simplify. If you cannot, tambah fasa, that is your final answer. Kalau dia acidic, medium. Betul? And of course, kalau dia latihan, mesti ada basic, medium. I want basic, medium answer. Saya nak jawapan basic, medium. Now finish. Go finish. Norvesh, are you feeling any better?
Yes, miss.
Good. Fatin siap, Hafiza siap. Aina siap? I want answer from Go. Go, how many OH minus you added in?
6 OH minus.
6 OH minus. Can I have your final answer?
2 MnO4 minus equals plus 5 H2O2 liter. Liquid.
Yeah, I know you mean liquid.
And then 2 Mn2 plus equals plus 5 O2 gas plus 2 H2O liquid plus 6 OH minus equals.
Sorry weh, tulisan besar tak cukup. Dia patut straight je lah. Straight. Okay, yang ni I can drag my slide. Okay, setuju ke dengan jawapan Go? Any problem with the balancing equation? And like I said, bunyalah panjang kita orang buat Miss Wong tapi 2 markah je. Kalau benda ni buat dengan saya, dia akan jadi rasa lama lah. Because I'm giving you question, I'm asking a lot of reason why. So kamu rasa lama. Tapi padahal kalau kamu buat satu equation, it's only about 5 minutes, you will get it. Alright, it's only about 5 minutes and you will get it. So don't worry so much about the marks. Selalu budak akan argue, teacher buat punya lah panjang, kenapa markah sikit? Because it's not only about this marks. You need this balance equation for the rest of the marks kat bawah untuk cari limiting reactant, untuk cari percentage yield yang kita nak buat nanti. Okay? So it's a very, very important thing. Bukan, jangan tengok pada markah 2 markah and then, oh 2 markah je saya nak buat cepat so that I can answer the 10 marks later. Guys, kalau yang ni salah 10 marks kamu bye-bye dah. I'm actually begging you. Saya tak tahu saya nak guna ayat macam mana untuk tell you that it's very, very important to get this right. Jangan tengok markah, tolak tepi. Get this right. Buat tenteram sikit. Okay? Ni kalau dah salah dari awal, majority problem yang kita nampak kat student adalah dia bukan tak boleh buat calculation kat belakang. Dia salah benda ni. Dia salah benda ni dari awal and we cannot do anything. Sebab mole ratio kamu salah, eventually number of mole kamu salah, number of mole needed kamu salah, betul? Number of mole needed salah, mungkin besar kemungkinan limiting reactant salah. Limiting reactant salah. Bye-bye dah semua benda. Because the rest of the thing, it depends on your limiting reactant. So, I don't want you to get this wrong. And jangan pandang rendah sangat sebab dia 2 markah. Dia boleh jadi 2 atau 3 markah. Tak payah pandang rendah kat dia. Okay? And why I insist on the salin balik, why I keep on insist on yang bahagian yang kamu kena salin balik, because the first mark, I always say there is 2 marks, right? The first mark will be here, half equation. The balanced half equation will get the first 1 mark or 2 marks, depends. Sometimes it will be individual 1 mark for the 2 half equation. And then, of course, the final marks will definitely be on your final equation, final of the final. Okay, that will be the marks. If that is a basic, okay, like what Go give me just now, if that is a basic, kita akan ada proses yang di mana kamu kena tambah OH minus, betul? Of course, step ini akan dapat extra 1 mark. Okay? Step yang kamu combine, kamu tunjuk, kamu dapat 6H2O, this step will have extra 1 mark. Okay? So, must show. Dan sebab yang akan dapat markah adalah bilangan OH minus, macam mana kamu cancel off the water and so on. So, saya tak minta kamu salin balik. As long as you show how you cancel off, it's good enough. Okay? Alright? Sebab saya perasan kelas kamu memang majority. You love skip the step. Sebab pandai kot, no? Too smart. Smart ass. What to do? Smart. Sorry. Sorry Azul. Saya dah control banyak kan Zul. Dulu saya marah lagi teruk. Kalau dalam kelas tak ada record lagi teruk. Miss Fong marah tak ada nak simpan-simpan macam ni. Tak ada sorry. Lepas marah je. Any problem with acidic medium, basic medium? Boleh buat. Easy. And why I keep asking acidic medium and then basic medium, because I want to show you they are exactly the same. So, jangan bagi tahu kat saya, Miss Wong ada 2 benda, banyak nak hafal. Tak ada. Semua sama. Okay? And over here, there is no exercise that I have, but I want to show you a bit of thing about the charge. If I have an equation over here, random. If the total charge and the total charge over here involve positive and negative, let's say. Okay? You might come across this. Sebab contoh yang saya bagi tadi semua kosong. So, tak ada issue. So, issue dia akan wujud when the charge that you have is positive and negative. Obviously, the more positive is my positive 2 over here. My question. Nak tanya siapa ya, ataupun whoever, siapa nak jawab. Kita akan tambah berapa elektron kat sini?
3.
Fatin kata 3. Alright. Saya guna nombor sikit lah. Number line. Kalau dari sini pun kamu tak nampak, saya tak tahu saya boleh buat apa. Oh, 1 lah. 3. Kenapa Fatin kata kita akan tambah 3 elektron kat sini? Sebab positif, lebih positif di sebelah kiri. Dan kenapa 3? Daripada negative 1 untuk sampai positive 2. 1, 2, 3. We are taking count of the charge. We are taking count of the charge. Therefore, negatif kena kekal sebelum kosong. Okay? Sebab tu dia 3. Same thing. Kalau Miss Wong ada arrow. And before that, the total charge I have over here, let's say we have a bigger number, negative 2. And the total charge over here, let's say positive 5. Okay? Syuhada, how many electron and on the left or on the right?
7.
7 on the left or on the right?
On the right.
On the right. Yang positive 5, betul. Okay. You have 7 electron on the right, guys. Simple. Sebab dia lebih positif, so elektron mesti jatuh kat dia. Berapa elektron? Wait, saya serius wait. Kalau dalam exam, blur gila, saya memang ajar cara ni dan saya memang pernah nampak budak saya buat cara ni dan budak tu budak pandai je weh. Tak ada masalah. Siapa? Alah, dalam exam bukan orang nampak hang buat apa weh. Hang buat je. Hang rasa tak pandai tu pun hang buat je. Apa kisah nak nampak pandai dengan tak pandai? Janji dapat markah. You do not need to look smart weh. You just need to, be smart. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Happy? Tak ada calculator, tak ada apa. Jawapan betul. Make sense? Alright? And life lesson a bit before we go into limiting reactant and blah, blah, blah. Wait. In life, you don't need to look like one. You need to be one. You know what I mean? Alright? Don't look good. Be good. Don't look smart. Be smart. I don't look like a lecturer, but I'm a good lecturer. Betul, Zul? You don't need to look like one, Don't look like smart. Be smart. Get what I mean? Kelas kamu adalah kelas yang saya paling last saya nak tanda kerja. Sebab saya paling menyampah tanda kerja ke kelas kamu. And you have another 14 weeks to change that. Impress me, guys. Except this week, 13 weeks to change that. And I'm looking forward until the end of the semester, your class will be one of my favorite class. I mean, I love you all. Still favorite. Tapi nak tanda kerja kamu, saya memang reluctant. Serious. Reluctant gila. I'm serious. Alright? I remember the sentence that I sent into the group yesterday. In the exam, the things that getting marks is whatever you write on the paper. Betul? Kan? So things that you have in your brain will not secure you a mark. Get what I mean? And very unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are still living in Malaysia. I hope I'm still in Malaysia, even though I don't wish I am. But I'm still in Malaysia. We are still in Malaysia. And we are still very exam-oriented. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. I know that it's not right. But we are still in exam-oriented country. Which means result will be affecting your life. Not a lot. I mean, of course, kalau kimia tak dapat A, you will still be very successful. I'm sure. Tapi kita nak cuba dapat result yang elok dan kita nak cuba dapat degree yang elok so that your life will be easier. I wouldn't say better. I would say maybe easier. Okay, kimia tak dapat A pun boleh dapat duit banyak. Jangan risau. Boleh dapat kerja yang banyak. You still survive. Don't worry. Okay, but when we are doing something, I really hope that you do it everything that you have. All the best. Betul. Ala-ala nak buatlah betul-betul. Right, Alright, handing in a bit more pieces of paper. Alright, tak ada dah. Orang hantar 5-6 keping, 7 keping, dia hantar 2 muka surat. So, a bit better, a bit better. Okay. Improve along the way. It's fine. It's good to have improvement. Okay. And stoichiometry, the main thing that you'll be calculating in stoichiometry is...
Miss,
yes,
nak tanya soalan nombor 10.
Soalan nombor 10, balancing equation.
Yes.
Kenapa? Apa masalah dia?
No H plus to eliminate. So, I'm not sure.
No H plus to eliminate and then dia tanya basic medium.
Yes.
Betul. So masalah dia adalah, okay. Let me just paste it out. Okay, 1 second. I think this is Aina question. Am I right? I hope I'm getting the right question for you. So, soalan Aina, soalan nombor 10 dalam tutorial, when you do it, you realize that kamu tak ada H+, tapi dia basic medium. Betul? Berhenti kat situ. Soalan ni tak patut tanya basic medium. Soalan ni soalan acidic medium. Okay, soalan ni adalah soalan acidic medium. Tapi, kalau dia keluar juga dalam exam, dia basic medium tapi dah tak ada H+. Jawapan kamu tak ada H+, berhenti kat situ. Dan we stop dah. Tak ada masalah. Tak payah tambah H+, tak payah tambah OH-, tak payah buat apa-apa. Itulah jawapan akhir kamu pada basic medium. Soalan yang jarang wujud sebab most of the time Miss Wong bagi tahu tadi basic medium kamu kena berhenti pada OH-. Betul? Alright, soalan macam ni akan jadi tapi jarang. Boleh jadi. Okay? Boleh jadi. Tak payah buat apa dah. Berhentilah kat situ. Jangan tambah H+, jangan tambah OH-. Stop dah. Alright, and I think the answer will be you have 6 H2O at the end. On the right. Okay? If you got that right, that is your final answer. Memang tak ada jawapan diberi. Saya memang tak nak bincang soalan 1 hingga 12 ni because memang buatlah. Step dia sama je. Kalau kamu boleh buat 2 exercise kita tadi, this is nothing. Thank you Aina for the question. Alright, saya pun tunggu tak ada siapa nak tanya pun. Okay, so no changes on that at all. Okay, just leave it as your final answer. Alright, stoichiometry calculation. Simple. Panjang. Very long calculation, very long question. Satu soalan will be at least up to 10 marks, at least. And it's not hard, it's just long. Remember your concentration question? You need to have a lot of label. Because you'll be calculating a lot of number of mole. So you need to label number of mole ni siapa punya sama dengan berapa. So yang ni yang penting kat sini. Yang saya tengah kira ni sekarang siapa punya, given or needed. We are going to talk about given and needed a lot later on. So don't worry, I will focus a lot on limiting reactant because the rest of it adalah logic kalau kamu dah faham limiting reactant. Limiting reactant is always the things that finish first. Bahasa senang dia adalah finish first. Okay? I give you a very simple example over here. Let's say we are making cars. So a standard car is 4 tires, 1 engine. Kamu dapat 1 kereta. Betul? So right now kalau dalam bengkel saya, cewa ada bengkel, saya tak ada apa ya. I have nothing, just you. So sweet. I have 25 tires. Alright, I have a lot of tires. But I only have 2 engines. So my question over here, how many cars can I build?
2 cars.
2 cars. Novesh say 2 cars. Alright, Novesh, why 2 cars?
Because we have 2 engine only.
Because we have 2 engine only. But I have a lot of tires. Yes, you have a lot of tires. Buat apa? You don't have engine. You can't build the car. Okay? So this will automatically become your limiting reactant. Benda yang akan limit proses tersebut. That is your limiting reactant. Dan dalam proses so far, kita hanya akan ada 2 benda je. Limiting excess. So kalau engine saya adalah limiting, straight away, tire adalah excess. Okay? And just now Novesh say, I will produce 2 cars. We'll be producing 2 cars. Novesh, why do you say 2 cars? It's because of 2 engine. So in the other words, your product over here will be 100% determined by the limiting reactant. Siapa yang akan menentukan produk limiting reactant? Okay? Sentiasa ditentukan oleh limiting reactant. Banyak mana hasil kamu mesti adalah depends on your limiting reactant. Okay? And this is the most simple example. If I go for slightly more complicated, when we play with cakes, all right? Let's say I love brownies. So let's say we are making brownies. Okay? So if I want to make brownies, I need 2 eggs. Saya tak pernah buat. I love only. Saya beli je selalu. I'm very bad at baking. Wait until one day if I have a baking video, then you know I have improved. Probably tak apa. 2 eggs and cow seems like better, man. 2 eggs and let's say 100-gram flour. Not a recipe, don't do it. So if this is the correct recipe, and this correct recipe is what we call theory. Okay? Theory yang kamu datang dari mana? Balance equation tadi. Your balance equation is your theory. Ataupun bahasa lagi hebat, stoichiometry. Okay? Your stoichiometry is from your balance equation. This is the recipe that you open the book. But then later on, you open your fridge. You are given with how much? Let's say I am given with 10 eggs. All right? But I have 300-gram flour. So the question asking, how many brownies? Okay? So over here, we have given. Given adalah apa yang diberi ataupun bahasa pasar saya adalah apa yang duduk dalam poket kamu. Apa yang kamu ada dalam poket. Okay? So that is given. And how can I find who is limiting? Okay? Congak tadi nampak lah. Kat sini mungkin kena kira sikit. So I will use the theory. We will use the theory. 2 eggs will need 100 gram of flour. Okay? Lepas tu kita pun set. If kita ambil mana-mana satu sebagai given, jangan ubah, kita ambil mana-mana satu. And I love taking straight away from the left. Tak payah fikir. Siapa duduk kiri, ambil yang tu. So, saya ambil telur saya sebagai fix. So, if I have 10 eggs. Okay? How many gram of flour that I need? Calculate. I also calculate.
500.
500. Alia say 500. Yang ni kira ya. I will have 500 flour and I have a new term over here. Needed. Tengok cara Miss Wong kira. I will start on the left adalah given. If given 10 eggs. Okay? Kita kira berapa kawan tu needed. And before that, sayang, yang atas sentiasa adalah teori. Daripada mana? Equation. Okay? And then ada yang needed. Yang needed yang kita nak sebenarnya. When you already have the needed, then what do? You compare. Right now, I need 500 gram. I have dalam poket hanya ada 300 gram. Buka peti sejuk ada 300 gram. Okay? The given 300 gram of flour, okay, compare with needed 500 gram of flour. So, soalan. Sentiasa tengok pada given. Given right now is less than needed. Yang kamu ada dalam poket 300. Yang kamu perlu 500. Cukup ke tak cukup? Tak cukup. Safan duk tak cukup. Azri duk tak cukup. Betul? Dalam poket ada 300. Yang saya perlu nak 500. Tak cukup. Bila tak cukup, flour straight away adalah limiting reactant. Setuju? Kalau dia limiting, pacik, telur, excess. Betul? Okay? Kalau betul, go back to the basic. This is the basic. Always start with the equation stoichio. Always start with the equation stoichio. That's why your balancing equation must be the first thing that 100% correct. Second thing, I would always, kalau cara saya malas nak fikir. Kalau cara Miss Wong, on the left, siapa yang kamu tulis kat kiri, orang tu kita ambil given. Siapa duduk kanan, orang tu kita cari needed. Tak payah fikir. Dan kita sentiasa, bila kita nak compare limiting atau excess, sentiasa ambil yang kamu jumpa needed. Needed yang kamu cari, compare dengan given orang yang sama. Bila compare, mesti kena compare dengan orang yang sama. So, needed yang kamu cari, sentiasa kena compare dengan given orang yang sama. Okay? Dan tak kisah yang kamu jumpa kat sini limiting atau excess. Kalau dia adalah limiting, kawan seorang lagi excess. Kalau dia adalah excess, kawan tu adalah straight away limiting. Make sense? Okay. So far, happy? Concept of limiting. Siapa habis dulu, dia limiting lah. Dan soalan exercise point 4, 1.3.4. Yang mana soalan nak saya bincang? Which one that you cannot do?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, ada impure. Sebelum impure, saya buat soalan yang tak ada impure dulu boleh? Ada soalan? Yang ni sekejap lagi.
Question 3.
2, 3 sekejap lagi.
5.
5. 2, 3 bukan tak nak bincang, nak bincang. Saya nak bagi tips untuk jawab dan esok kita bincang. Saya akan bagi tips nanti. Okay? 5. Yang tu ada sikit je beza dia. For the reaction, 4.8 gram of oxygen is used. Soalan 5, soalan senang. Kenapa Miss Wong kata soalan 5 soalan senang? Equation telah diberi. Untuk soalan limiting reactant, kalau dia dah bagi equation, for me is a bonus question. Okay, for me is a bonus question. 4.8 gram of oxygen is used to burn 0.15 mole of iron. What is the mass of Fe2O3 will be produced? What mass of oxygen required for the reaction? Okay, blah, blah, blah. What is the mass of O2 that will be left over at the end of reaction? Okay, soalan ni. Soalan saya senang je. Perlu tak kira limiting dengan excess?
Tak payah.
Kenapa?
Sudah bagi.
Dia dah bagi kat mana?
Excess yang what mass of O2 will be left over at the end of the reaction.
Yes. Tak perlu kira excess atau limiting sebab saya sangat yakin limiting dia sekarang Fe. Siapa yang dah kira? Betul? Kenapa saya kata tak payah kira? Read the question until the end. What is the mass of O2 will be left over at the end of the reaction? In the other words, O2 mesti excess. Dan kalau O2 adalah excess, Fe straight away adalah limiting. Agree? Okay. Kalau O2 kalau Fe straight away limiting, kita boleh guna dia terus untuk cari produk. Kenapa saya kata guna dia terus untuk cari produk? The first question asking over here adalah, what is the mass of Fe2O3 will be produced? Ni soalan pertama. So Fe2 is how much? In gram, sebab dia minta mass. Okay? So product mesti ditentukan oleh limiting, and we agree on Fe is limiting from what Noah said just now. O2 is excess. Okay? So we start straight away from that. Fe is limiting. So nak cari produk, kena cari number of mole untuk Fe. Fe iron is 0.15 mole. Number of mole Fe given, look at the way that I write, is 0.15 mole. And when you compare, you must always compare in number of mole. So compare from equation. 4 mole of Fe will be produced 2 mole of Fe2O3. Everything is in number of mole. Saya tak nak macam ini. Siapa yang dah buat, saya tak nak benda ni. Okay? Kena bagi tahu yang kamu compare mesti adalah dalam number of mole. The perkataan mole wajib. So right now I have given. You have given 0.15 mole of Fe. So the question is how many mole of Fe2O3 will be produced. Okay, saya tambah terus untuk bagi kamu nampak. And Izzati, number of mole F2O3 produced?
0.075 mole.
0.075 mole. Okay. So, setuju kelas? Soalan nak mass. So, apa yang kita perlu cari?
Molar mass.
Molar mass. So, from there, you'll find the molar mass of Fe. Kat sini boleh buat sendiri dah. So, from the molar mass of Fe2O3 yang kamu dapat, kamu akan dapat mass of Fe2O3. Okay? In gram. Tak ada isu kat sini. Okay, boleh dapat. Next question. Mass of oxygen required. What is the mass of oxygen required for the reaction, and what is the mass of O2 will be left over at the end of the reaction? So, kita akan cari dua-dua ni. Kita tahu oksigen adalah excess, therefore kita tahu oksigen kena lebih. So, how do we answer this? Simple. Still using your limiting, still using your equation. So, what do we do? From the equation, compare the 4 mole of Fe to 3 mole of O2. We need to find the number of mole O2 needed. Therefore, given mesti ambil Fe. Alright, given mesti ambil Fe. I have given 0.15 mole of Fe. So, saya nak cari mole of O2 needed. Yang ni yang kita nak. Okay. How much required for the reaction? So, kita nak O2 needed. So, sama. Solve the mathematics.
0.1125.
0.11.
25.
Number of mole O2 needed over here. 0.1125 mole. Okay. So, from the 0.1125 mole, soalan minta mass. So, you can change to mass by using molar mass. And you know that the molar mass of oxygen, 32 gram per mole. From that, you will be able to calculate the mass of oxygen gas needed. Look at the way that I write. Alright, in this calculation, you always need to mention the mole and the mass that you calculated or you are writing is the given or the needed. Yang ada atau yang diperlukan. Okay, so yang ni adalah daripada needed lah, of course, because I'm using the mole needed, therefore the mass also needed. And the mass needed over here, class?
3.6.
3.6 gram. Thank you, sayang. So that is the mass needed. And question asking also from the excess. Ni adalah soalan pertama. Mass of oxygen required. Dah dapat 3.6 gram. Dapat makan dah? Soalan minta leftover. Leftover means mass of O2 left. Mass of O2 left will be mass of O2 given tolak dengan mass of O2 needed. So given, soalan dah bagi, we start with 4.8 gram of oxygen. We start with 4.8 gram of oxygen. You calculate just now, I only need 3.6. Betul? Straight away. In gram. Boleh? And look at my formula over here. Nak cari yang leftover. Kita akan ada banyak soalan akan tanya. Volume leftover, number of mole leftover, mass leftover. Leftover mesti adalah given tolak needed untuk excess reactant. Alright. untuk access reactant nak cari leftover senang je. Given tolak needed. So mesti kena cari needed. Okay, needed untuk access reactant. Question so far? Tak ada? Kesian kamu. I feel bad when you ask me question 2 and then I skip it. So I want to go back. Tenteram hati saya. I feel bad because I asked question and then I didn't answer. Okay. Soalan 2 dengan 3. Dua-dua lebih kurang sama. The tips over here is because they are impure. Okay, I want to improve. I want to teach you one thing. The word impure can be implied. Impure sama juga dengan alloy. Contoh contoh impure adalah alloy. Contoh impure adalah ore. So I have steel alloy. If you learn about, I don't know physics learning or not, but if you learn about chemical composition, alloy means dia ada campuran. Different type of metal to produce alloy. So when alloy, dia mesti adalah impure. Impure bermakna tidak tulen. Sama juga dengan ore. Ore means, iron ore means the raw iron that you produce. The raw iron yang kamu dapat daripada hasil mineral. So ore means is the raw material. Raw material means you have something else in there except iron. Mungkin ada pasir, mungkin ada batu, mungkin ada metal lain. Adalah benda lain dalam tu. Okay, ada benda lain dalam tu yang bukan semua iron. Okay. So my question over here. Blah, 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 blah. The word impure sample. The word impure sample. Look at it. When I have 1.71 times 10 to the power of 3 gram of impure sample of calcium react with 1.01 times 10 to the power of 2 gram of vanadium oxide. So guys, teacher keluarkan dulu I have impure sample of calcium, which is 1.71 times 10 to the power of 3 gram. I have vanadium oxide V2O5 mass 5 gram. Oh sorry, 50 gram. Oh bukan, salin. Salah. 1.01. Yep. Sorry. 1.01 times 10 to the power of 2 gram. And then product. Yang ni penting. Vanadium 50 gram. Soalan pertama. Can we find the number of mole of impure calcium? Ataupun anybody over here, you, did anybody find the number of mole untuk calcium? Yes? No? Safan cari? Thank you Safan for your response. Ada orang lain buat? Tak ada? My question over here. Boleh tak kita bahagi 1.71 darab 10 kuasa 3 gram itu, Safan? Can we actually divide with the molar mass of calcium when it's an impure? Impure means dalam 1.71 darab 10 kuasa 3 ini, alright, in here, selain daripada calcium, kamu mungkin ada kaca, mungkin ada besi, mungkin ada pasir, mungkin ada batu, ada kayu, ada kertas, ada cocoa crunch, ada semua benda, whatever in that, is impure. Betul? So the mass over there is right now impure. So sekali lagi Safan, fikir balik. Can we actually find the number of mole dengan divide molar mass calcium? No. Whenever dia adalah impure, you cannot change to number of mole. Tips pertama. And I want to use... Sorry?
Pakai ratio lah ni, Miss.
Kita still akan pakai ratio sabar. Saya akan ajar. So same thing over here. I have 1.55 gram of iron ore. So the 1.55 gram bukan Fe sayang. Ni soalan parsial ni. Soalan 4 ni soalan parsial. Dia bukan Fe sayang. 1.55 gram ini adalah Fe ore. Dengan kata lain, the 1.55 gram dalam tu, selain daripada ferrum, selain daripada iron kamu Ada batu, ada kaca, ada kayu, ada benda lain. Alright? So kita tak boleh bahagi dengan molar mass. We cannot find the number of mole. First tips. Second tips, tak boleh find number of mole. Kena buat apa misal? Tapi dua ni, kita boleh cari number of mole. Because that is the mass of vanadium oxide. So find the number of mole vanadium oxide given. And then over here, find the number of mole vanadium produced. And guys, look at the way that I write. So right now you have given, you have excess, you have needed, you have produced. Keyword ni kena ada. Okay? And Safan say ratio. We definitely using ratio. Okay, we definitely using ratio and equation is given. Tapi ratio calcium tak boleh guna. Kenapa ratio calcium tak boleh guna? Because I don't have the number of mole. So saya tak boleh guna dulu calcium at this moment. Kalau saya tak boleh guna calcium at this moment, who can I use? Vanadium. Why vanadium? Why can we use vanadium to compare with V2O5? The ratio will look something like this. 2 mole of vanadium. From equation. Saya lagi lupa pula. From equation, 2 mole of vanadium will be produced because you have 1 mole of vanadium oxide. Kenapa ratio saya adalah vanadium dengan vanadium oxide? Simple. We talk about limiting reactant just now and product. Siapa yang akan hasilkan produk? Ataupun bukan hasilkan. Siapa yang akan menentukan produk?
Limiting reactant.
Reactant. Thank you, Iman. Alright, limiting reactant. So, siapa yang akan tentukan produk ini? Limiting reactant. Dengan kata lain, kalau saya dah ada produk banyak mana, in the other words, kamu sebenarnya ada limiting reactant kamu banyak mana. Betul? So, we are going to use the vanadium that you have. Okay, find the number of mole. So, use the number of mole of vanadium that you have, and then you are going to compare with, you are going to find this mole of vanadium oxide needed. Nampak dah cara? Buat sendiri ya, saya tahu ramai tak kira lagi. So, from the mole of vanadium oxide needed yang kamu kira ini, compare dengan vanadium oxide given. Kalau dia lebih atau tak cukup, dia adalah apa? Kalau vanadium oxide adalah excess, straight away calcium adalah limited. Kalau vanadium oxide adalah limited, calcium adalah excess. Vice versa. Betul? Ada idea sikit? Bolehkah? Saya menjawab soalan ke sayang? Are you guys okay? Iza okay, Iza? Adriana okay? Kita buat sama-sama. Your face. Do it together. 5 vanadium oxide. Vanadium molar mass given 50.94. Cari dua number of mole ni dulu. Find me number of mole. Find me the number of mole first, please. Kita akan kira number of mole untuk vanadium oxide dulu. So, mass of V2O5 given is 1.01 times 10 to the power of 2 gram. So, molar mass of vanadium oxide, V2O5. Kira sendiri ya. You have 181.88 gram per mole. Tunjuklah, saya tak tunjuk sebab saya nak cepat. Kamu tunjuklah. So from there, kamu boleh dapat number of mole of V2O5 given. Alright, given ya. Masih given sebab kita masih ambil dari soalan sahaja. So you have 1.01 times 10 to the power of 2. Number of vanadium oxide given? Anybody yang dah kira? Izzati?
0.5553 mole.
Thank you. 4 decimal places. Perfect. Dah ada yang tu. And then kita cari pula seorang lagi vanadium. So mass of vanadium produced. Alright. Produce atau form, I'm happy, 50 gram. Molar mass given. So saya nak number of mole vanadium produced. Azri?
0.9815.
0.9815.
Yes.
Okay. So from equation terus sekarang. So from equation seperti yang saya bagi tahu, from equation we'll be comparing your vanadium. So saya ambil vanadium duduk kat kiri. 2 mole vanadium will be produced from 1 mole of vanadium oxide. Okay. Given vanadium saya sekarang 0.9815 mole of vanadium is given. So we are going to find how many mole of vanadium 205 needed. Okay, press your calculator. You will be able to find the number of mole V205 needed. Label sayang, label tu penting. Aina?
Zero point 4908.
0.4908 mole. That is the mole of vanadium oxide needed. Comparison. Compare dengan yang given. Given yang kita dah cari tadi. Over here. Okay. Nak senang, selalu ambil kiri itu given. Kalau saya malas nak fikir. So, saya sentiasa mula dengan given. So, number of mole of V205 given, letak nombor tu siap-siap supaya kamu senang nak compare. 0.5553 mole. Okay. Lepas tu, compare dengan number of mole vanadium oxide needed. Saya suka letak given kat sebelah kiri. Sebab yang tu yang saya ada. Yang tu yang banyak mana saya ada. 0.4908. Okay, 4908 mole. Sorry, tertinggal mole. So, compare given dengan needed sekarang. Given 0.5. Needed 0.49. So, obviously, given lebih. Betul? So, kalau given lebih, dalam poket, given adalah yang duduk dalam poket. Dalam poket 0.5. Ada 5 kupang. Masuk kedai, beli barang 49 sen je. Duit yang kamu ada cukup tak? Cukup. So, kalau cukup, bermakna V205 is excess. And if V205 is excess, guys, we only have 2 things. V205 and also calcium. So, if V205 is excess, straight away, calcium is limiting. Betul? Okay, before we move on, we stop here for a bit. Markah dulu. Markah duduk mana? First question, calculate the number of mole of vanadium yield. First mark, definitely. Okay. Second mark. Second mark adalah B lah. Determine the limiting reactant. To determine the limiting reactant, you need to find the mole of vanadium oxide given. Satu markah. Statement ini. 2 mole vanadium oxide, 2 mole of vanadium react with 1 mole of vanadium oxide. 1 mark. Mole of vanadium oxide needed. 1 mark. Ayat ini adalah antara ayat yang kamu suka tinggal. Ayat ini, 1 markah. Tak ada ayat ni, jawapan kamu tak logik. Kamu tak boleh dapat terus siapa limiting reactant. Because, simple. Kenapa dia limiting reactant? You need to explain. Dan explanation yang saya bagi dalam nota dan video is the simplest. Saya dah tak guna ayat sayang. Saya guna yang paling simple je. Given berapa, needed berapa, siapa lebih, siapa kurang. Straight away. Okay, tak payah explanation panjang-panjang. Of course, limiting reactant and excess always come together. Always come together. Mesti kena tulis dua-dua. Okay? Dah? Kalau sekarang kalsium adalah limiting reactant. Okay, the next question. Saya jawab teruslah kepada C. Question asking for the percentage calcium in the impure sample. So nak cari percentage calcium in the impure sample, formula dia senang je. Fikir logik. Fikir logik. I want the percentage. Okay, fikir logik je. I want the percentage of pure calcium. So rasa-rasa formula dia mesti adalah mass of the pure calcium over the mass of the impure calcium times 100. Betul? Impure calcium tak payah cari sayang. Ada. Alright, in the question given. So sekarang kita nak cari mass of pure calcium. Macam mana nak cari mass of pure calcium? Balik kepada konsep produk yang kamu ada. Product will be determined by limiting reactant. We know that limiting reactant is calcium. Kalau produk akan ditentukan oleh limiting reactant, vice versa. Kalau produk ditentukan oleh limiting reactant, vice versa. Limiting reactant boleh ditentukan oleh produk. Produk kamu banyak mana? 0.9815. Compare produk dengan kalsium pula. Compare produk dengan kalsium. So, look at the mole. 2 mole vanadium, 5 mole calcium. So, you will have from equation 2 mole vanadium will be produced by 5 mole of calcium. And vanadium yang kamu dah kira is 0.9815. Kamu dah kira, tak payah kira dah. Alright, produce, vanadium right now produce 0.9815 mole of vanadium. Okay. So how many mole of calcium juice? Please. Zul?
Sekejap, Miss.
Okay. Sementara tu tunggu Zul, ada apa-apa? Nak tanya? Anybody? Okay ke tak okay?
2.4538.
2.4538. Kelas 7? Mole. And next question. Tadi Miss Wong insist sangat-sangat at the beginning just now when we discussed this question. I insist like so much that you cannot calculate the number of mole of calcium from this impure. Betul? I say that you cannot calculate the number of mole because in this mass, you have so many other things. So you cannot divide with the molar mass of calcium to find the number of mole. You cannot find the number of mole. But now, the mole of calcium that you calculate over here, next question, and probably the last, can we change it to mass of calcium? Daniel? Can we change it to mass of calcium? Balkis?
Yes.
Yes, those say yes. Balkis?
Yes.
Alright, why? Why dia senang je? Kalau tadi kita ada satu bag benda, yang dalam tu ada kayu, ada benda, ada macam-macam lah. Fikir macam ni je. Kalau sekarang saya ada satu pack kacang hijau. Dan dalam kacang hijau tu tak tulis. Dalam kacang hijau tu ada kaca. Jangan, kalau jumpa kacang hijau yang ada kaca, yang ada batu semua jangan beli tau. Alright. So sekarang saya pergi kedai, saya beli satu kacang hijau. Dalam kacang hijau tu ada batu, ada kaca, ada kayu. Saya masuk, saya beli. Lepas tu saya balik rumah, saya tak basuh, saya tak bila apa. Saya letak dalam periuk, saya masak. Nak masak bubur kacang. Soalan saya, kaca, kayu, batu yang ada dalam tu lebur jadi bubur tak? Betul? Kan? Dia takkan jadi bubur kacang, betul? Hanya kacang hijau yang akan jadi bubur kacang. Sama juga dengan impure calcium. If just now I have 1.01 gram or 1.01 times 10 to the power of 2 gram of impure calcium. Alright, yang akan react dengan vanadium oxide, sebenarnya hanya adalah kalsium yang tulen. Pure calcium. Betul? Hanya pure calcium yang akan react dengan dia untuk dapat produk. So sekarang kalau saya guna produk untuk cari balik kalsium, kalsium yang saya cari mesti adalah pure. Sebab hanya pure calcium yang boleh react dan hasilkan produk. Therefore, the mass of calcium or the number of mole of calcium that you calculate use over here must be pure calcium. And since it's a pure calcium, then we can find the mass. So the mass of calcium over here is the mass of pure calcium. Setuju? Fatin mengangguk, Fatin je setuju, yang lain tak setuju. Yang lain tengah fikir. Okay. Fikir. Nabil, okay? Faham?
Tengah fikir gini dah.
Okay. Alright, yang ni adalah produk. Kita dah tahu yang ni adalah limiting. Sekarang kita tak guna limiting sebab saya tak ada limiting berapa. Kita tak tahu limiting adalah berapa. Cuma kita tahu dia adalah limiting sebab vanadium oxide yang kita cari tadi excess. So kalau vanadium oxide excess, Ca mesti limiting. Cuma limiting berapa kita tak tahu. Tapi saya tahu produk saya banyak mana. Dan yang paling penting, kita tahu produk kita dihasilkan oleh limiting. Betul? Okay? Guna balik konsep kereta. Kalau saya tahu kereta adalah produk, saya hasilkan 2 kereta. Dan engine adalah limiting. So rasa-rasa kita guna berapa engine? Betul? So kalau produk saya adalah kereta dan saya hasilkan 5 kereta, I produce 5 cars. And I know that my limiting right now is engine. Tapi saya tak tahu berapa engine. So kalau 5 kereta, berapa engine ambil?
5 juga.
5 lah, betul. So sekarang saya dah ada produk. We have the product, guys. We have the product. Kita tahu banyak mana yang telah dihasilkan. Dan banyak mana yang dihasilkan ini akan ditentukan oleh limiting. Dan limiting yang akan menghasilkan produk mesti adalah limiting yang tulen. Hanya kalsium yang tulen. Hanya kalsium sahaja yang akan react. Batu, kaca dalam tu takkan react. So, number of mole yang kamu kira daripada produk mesti adalah number of mole kalsium tulen. Agree? Dan kalau dia adalah tulen, dia je, tak ada orang lain. Boleh cari mass lah. Sebab molar mass dia je. Nampak? Better a bit? So you can use the mass over here that you calculate, put into the formula that I give you just now. Formula ni tak ada dalam nota, memang tak ada. It's a common sense. Saya nak peratus tulen. So saya cari formula, nak cari peratus tulen macam mana? Tulen bahagi tak tulen darab 100. Betul? So formula ni bukan formula apa pun, it's just common sense. Okay, so far guys? Alright, Lau dah CP dah. So we are coming to the end of it. Dia dah mengantuk. And this question is similar. Slightly different. This question bukan masalah dia apa. Masalah dia impure tu sama macam tadi. Masalah paling besar soalan ni adalah equation. Try to get the equation right. Try to get the equation right. Okay, we will talk about the equation tomorrow. We'll talk about this question. And soalan lain saya rasa tak ada masalah sangat. Alright, soalan lain saya rasa tak ada masalah sangat. Okay, ada ke lagi soalan impure? Kamu kena cuba buat sayang. Kamu kena cuba buat baru kamu tahu soalan mana yang kamu nak tanya. So, I give you time. Try to do it. And then tomorrow we'll discuss this. Okay, try to do it. Soalan yang kita dah bincang tadi pun cuba buat balik. Okay, and the concept is always, if you look at the video, I think the concept is always this. Soalan mana tadi? Soalan 5 saya. Alright, it's always this. Compare from the equation. Always compare from the equation. Compare on the left, ambil yang given. On the right, cari yang produce atau cari yang needed. Okay, it's always that. Dapatkan limiting reactant dulu. Boleh? Alright, try to do that. Try all the questions and we will discuss that tomorrow. And we will see which question you want to ask. Okay, we will definitely discuss the third question. Don't worry. But try to get the equation right. Okay, try to get the equation right. So kalau tak ada apa, I think that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow with all these questions. Okay, let's try. Try first, guys. Try first. Then you know. Alright, if there's nothing, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day and take very good care of yourself.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss.